Welcome in. We're back. It's been a week.
Did you miss us?
Did you miss us? In the words of a song, did you miss me like I missed you? Because boy, oh boy, we missed a lot. Georgia's ass, we already knew that.
I called that.
Did you have them in the playoff?
Yes, and they're probably still gonna make the playoff.
You know, had them losing 2 games? Anyways.
I think I had them losing 2 games as well.
Whatever, keep on Belcher.
Doesn't matter.
LSU is dog shit too. Shout out to them. Shouldn't even be ranked, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Chiefs, voodoo, fuck them. And the Cowboys are so finished. Shout out to Cooper Rush, 46 yards. Won me $200.
You were sweating for a little bit until you realized that he was
I saw him
trash.
get out there. I said, this man just threw three passes for 3 yards just now. I was like, oh, don't do that shit again. Hey, I was like, hey, Trey Lance's out coming eventually, right? Trey Lance comes in, raises the, back plays. I'm like, all right, I'm green. And Cooper Rush's little handy-dandy looking ass come out there. No, baffled I was up. I said, boy, you better not go out there trying to make a name for yourself. We know they make a name for himself. Motherfucker say who?
It wasn't Danny Dimes, it's not that.
You literally like the Cowboys.
I literally do not.
You're literally a Cowboys fan.
Nah.
You are. What is CD Lamb doing? But he has 5 yards in the season now.
He's on my fantasy. He's not
He's not producing.
He's not producing.
He's not producing well at all. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy today. I need a beverage. Y'all will never know what beverage it is.
I'm sure they can make a guess.
Anyways. Episode 19, Through the Whistle. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Turn the bell icon on. It's bottom left. Wherever bottom left is, I think it's down there. Bottom left, hit the bell icon.
Would be.
Or it might be right here.
Yeah.
Right next to the name, Through the Whistle. Yeah, it's right here. Hit the bell icon. Get notified when we post. Because, it's been a little while. You might have forgot about us. Did you forget about me? No, y'all didn't. Because we're here. College football playoff ranking number 2. We're going to get right into it. Kevon, thoughts, gripes, praises.
Well, praises. Definitely the Big Ten looks like they're the superior conference this year. I would agree that they are at the moment.
That one.
I would think that they are. I mean, top heavy as hell, obviously. But I would, excuse me.
That's what I do. Sick bastard.
That's a free ad. I don't know.
Free ad? No, they need to know that you're a sick bastard. 2 goals.
That's pause.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, you're lying.
Can we stay on topic here? Would you not say that the top heavy part of the Big Ten is not better than the top heavy of the SEC?
I already told you I don't think Oregon beat Texas.
What would you say Texas' best win is?
Come on. Would Texas beat Oregon?
I don't think they would.
Neutral site?
I don't think they would. What's the best win?
Wait, so who's number 2 in the SEC right now? A&M by technicality?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Ohio State probably beats A&M. Neutral site. And Penn State's losing to Alabama. Neutral site.
Okay. I don't know that.
Ole Miss beats Indiana. Neutral site.
Without a doubt.
So it's 2-2.
I mean, you're saying that Alabama one like is very clear. I don't think it's very clear.
Oh, I think it's clear as day.
Well, not with that defense.
Yes, with that defense.
I don't think so.
Anyways, keep on back to you.
Regardless. Yes. Big Ten top heavy, very much being represented. I think that it is now for sure that Indiana and Penn State are a lock.
Yeah,
and honestly, I think all 4 are locks. All 4 are basically locks. I don't see a world because you're not putting in Penn State over Ohio State after what they just did. And if Ohio State somehow falls to Indiana, they're going to.
Or?
Well, I mean, if Indiana loses to Ohio State, I don't.
No, you said Ohio State loses to Indiana. I said, or they lose to who?
They're not losing to anybody else on that schedule. So like I said,
Disrespect.
It's legitimately like I don't think anybody has a way to fall out of the playoff. Gripes. For one, I don't understand how Georgia is still here. I don't get it.
Boy, oh fucking boy.
I don't understand it.
You don't understand.
I don't understand it.
Boy. You look pathetic. All day on Saturday. You look fucking pathetic.
I mean, I called that. We saw. I'm taking Ole Miss to get this victory. Granted, we thought that Ole Miss had a shot last season. They went to Athens, Georgia, and got that
ass.
But yeah, so I mean, like I said, we saw all that. Georgia could not fucking
move the ball.
That front seven was getting after it, like I said they would, and Carson Beck looked like Carson Beck. And
I feel like even outside that, got a hat tilt to Jackson Dart. Him and Sanders, who came in back up, but because that D line wasn't really. That Georgia D line was like,
looking gassed. Damn.
We
gotta do a lot. We gotta do a lot.
Hey.
And it's crazy because you were saying this about Ole Miss, and they did this without their best receiver. Yeah. They did this with a hurt
at that,
and with a hurt quarterback and without their top running back. Top two running backs at that. So I mean, if that's not called dominance, I don't know what is. And truly, with Georgia, I mean, granted, their best win is at Texas, and
but he's going to carry a hell of a lot of weight.
It is, but again, I just feel like the playoff committee is setting themselves up for bullshit. It's
what happens
because
when you give the SEC
I mean, let's honestly just look at a few weeks ahead.
And Violet Myers.
Okay. We're just gonna assume Georgia is gonna win this week. I mean, with no Nico looking like that, it's looking like he's doubtful. I'm gonna just give them the win. So now we're at basically a clusterfuck of what? Bama, Tennessee, Georgia. Ole Miss, and Georgia. So we got that. We didn't even mention Texas, and if they lose to Texas A&M.
Matt, take a walk with me now. Texas loses to Texas A&M. Texas makes it to SEC championship, beats Texas A&M. Now what? Now you're really fucked.
It's truly going to be fucked regardless because if we take this scenario of I don't even want to get to the SEC championship yet. Texas will be 10-2. Bama will be 10-2. Georgia will be 10-2. Tennessee will be 10-2, and A&M will be 10-2, along with Ole Miss. So that's about what 6 teams that are 10-2, and now you're looking like, so who's in? Because we're going to be sitting there looking like, okay, well, Georgia has to be in because they beat Texas, and they beat Tennessee.
Tennessee saying, hey, we beat Alabama.
And then Ole Miss is saying, oh, we beat Georgia.
And Texas is saying, hey, hold on now, we only number 3. Why we falling a little bit? We win the A&M. And we ain't jumped that much after Georgia.
So look,
ass-handed.
If we're looking at it like that, Texas shouldn't be in. They shouldn't be in because their best win again will be
Oklahoma right now.
Best win will be Michigan and Oklahoma as their best win.
Shout out to Vandy, underranked.
Like I said, they're setting themselves up because I don't know. They're going to be sitting there looking like every 10-2 team from the SEC will look like we should be in. Mm-hmm. Like why are we not in? Because regardless of what it is in that SEC championship, you can't discredit a loss in the SEC championship because it's like,
lost.
I mean, you lost, but it's like, how are you blaming me for going And
the goal is to win games.
Exactly.
So I can go.
I mean, legitimately, if I go and get a third L, you're punishing me because I had to go to the SEC championship.
Right.
You can't do it. Games. You can't do it. So that means that not only that, it'll be a 10-3 team in the SEC championship that makes it to the playoff, and then a 10-2 team that won't make it. So
yeah,
my thing is, who's not making it? I'm confused. I know for a fact that
in this scenario, I think Tennessee will have to make it if Nico doesn't play.
Oh yeah, what's that? They're gonna have to take. They're gonna have to.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
they look good when Nico plays. They beat Bama, so you got to give them the hat tilt. Ole Miss beat the dog shit out of Georgia, and Alabama. Guess who else? Guess who they beat? They beat Georgia. So this won't come down to Texas
and Georgia.
And guess what?
Georgia has that ass. So what are we doing? This is why you don't. This is going to piss me off. We're going to sit there, and people are already been claiming before the season started that the playoff was going to be too much, and now at the end of the year,
it's too little.
It's going to be too little.
Pause.
Very much a pause. I am already prepared for them to cause havoc. Because people are going to be pissed. People are going to be looking like, how did we not make it? Especially they're going to be calling for Boise State. They're going to be calling for BYU. They're going to be all that stuff. They're going to be pissed. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. Because
I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Chris Brown.
I'm sorry that we got power conferences now, but gang, I mean, what do you want to do?
So I have a lot of problems. Like you said, the SEC is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all too. I'll try to be an honest man. It's not very common. People are honest nowadays. The Big Ten low-key got too much love too. Because I'm gonna be honest. Let's be real. The committee, they had some wiggle room. Like last week, they had some wiggle room to be like, hey, first of all, we're not the AP. Fuck them. Fuck the media. Even though we are the media. Shout the Wiz. They could have been like, oh yeah, we're going to just restructure this how we want it to be. Kind of, they always say, when you at work, cover your own ass. They could have had Penn State a little bit further back just in case, some bullshit happens. Because, like you said, say for instance, all five of those SEC teams 10-2. BYU enters the Big 12 championship game undefeated. Because in your scenario, Texas would have lost. So BYU and one of the two people in the Ohio State Indiana game had to lose. So I would assume BYU's at worst 4 or 5. Colorado beats BYU in the nail bite. 7-point win. I'm BYU. You think I'm about to go?
From dropping from top 4 to out of 12?
For it. Oh, you lose.
You can't lose a conference
Miami
game?
lost by 7. The dumbest interception I've ever seen. Oh my God. Me in strip sack I've ever seen. Cam, what the fuck are you doing? Throw the ball away. You have a timeout. Anyways, not talking about Miami. Oh, well, but never mind. We will get to Miami. What do you mean I'm not making the playoffs? Like, everybody else loses and they drop 4 spots.
Yeah.
Why am I moving from 4 to 12?
A joke.
Hey, what the girls be saying? Boy, get the fuck serious. Because no. On top of that, Penn State has done nothing. I have to be honest. Penn State, Texas have done nothing. I test Texas, maybe. I'll give you that. Penn State, what have you seen? I saw them damn near lose to Wisconsin. I saw them need a tropical storm to kind of stop West Virginia. I seen them not be able to move the ball against fucking Ohio State, which, no offense to Ohio State. Ohio State's a top 10 defense. Great defense.
I mean, you say this,
but keep on. Texas, we talked about it after the Texas-Georgia game. We said they only scored because they were on the fucking 50-yard line.
Yes.
Of course they're going to score. So the Texas defense is solid. They showed that they can score on and they don't turn a fucking ball over. But they scored 15 in the fourth quarter. So it's like, hey, we've shown more than fucking Penn State.
I mean, but you can say the same thing about Penn State holding Ohio State to 20 points. The entire game.
But when you actually watch the game, it
was
trying.
They were. But again, if you sat there and switched Penn State's schedule with BYU's schedule, what would you say Penn State's record is? Would you say it's 12-0? Would you say BYU?
I don't think Penn State beats that Utah. That wins that Utah game on Saturday.
But I don't think they will be in that situation, honestly. But would you sit there and say that BYU only loses to Ohio State by 7 points
at BYU?
I don't think that's a 7-point game. I don't. I truly don't. Not from what I've seen from BYU.
You'd be more impressed if it was BYU. So, flip the scenarios. BYU loses to Ohio State, but instead of 20-13, Penn State lost to Ohio State by, it's 17-31 Ohio State, where you show you can move the ball and actually score points. Because I'm not going to lie to you, this whole Penn State can't fucking score shit hisses me the fuck off. Because don't look now, that Ole Miss Penn State rematch, and that's just during the day. Oh,
I don't think it's going to be during the day, but I'm pretty sure you said Penn State and Ole Miss. If Penn State and Ole Miss play, I believe that Ole Miss is going to win that game. I mean,
and do you think Penn State can? How often do you think Penn State can score on that?
I don't think they're going to score that much at all.
And that's the problem.
But
you're not moving the ball, bro. You gotta show me something. You gotta make shit shake.
I don't think a lot of teams always want to be scoring that much on Ole Miss anyway. If you want me to be completely honest, there's not a lot. I mean, we look at a lot of teams in there. I mean, outside of maybe the top two and what, Bama, I'm not for sure. And I'll give you Cam Ward in Miami and
Kentucky. Shout out to Kentucky.
Right, but it's Texas has not shown me they can move the ball on good teams. They haven't.
I mean, they scored more against Florida than fucking Tennessee had.
But I'm saying that's giving me more of my point because Tennessee's offense isn't that great. We're saying all this about the SEC, and yet.
And so I feel like we have to give that same shit to the Big Ten. Because, Kevon, blind resume, you would not have Penn State as a top 5 team.
Oh, we're not.
And that's the way I think the problem is. They went too much. They said, AP poll from last week. You did a damn good job.
But you can't discredit the things that they've done, though. I mean, valid. I'm not saying that what I've seen from Penn State deserves them to be in the top 5, but their record deserves them to be in the top 5. You can't have sitting there Penn State over there with who you have them below. I mean, if you want to say Tennessee, okay, but it's just like.
So, Kevon, there should be a 10-spot gap between Penn State and SMU. SMU, who only lost to undefeated BYU at BYU by 2 points.
Would you say that?
I would say if I'm SMU, I'm pissed. I'm mad as hell because why is Georgia ahead of me? They haven't.
But again,
they've only beat Texas on their worst day, and my only loss is to the number 6 team in the nation. And on top of that, you're telling me if ACC championship game, you lose to Heisman Trophy winner by a fucking field goal. Hey. Played your heart out there, son. Get the fuck to the Capital One.
But again, you're not.
Hell no.
But you're not. I think that shows more to how much they think of BYU than they do of Ohio State. I mean, because if you're sitting there saying that they're not looking at BYU as this dominant team, the only reason BYU's here is because they're undefeated and they're in the.
And because they were forced to put them at number 6.
Right, they were forced to,
which is
though.
foul because they played their way to being a top 8 school at the least. On top of that, SMU has played their way into being.
If BYU was on the field with any of these top 5 teams, who do you think they're beating?
Penn State, Indiana.
Honestly, if you want me to be honest, I don't think they're beating Indiana.
I think BYU's defense is better than Michigan's. I think if roles reverse, BYU's playing at Indiana this past Saturday, BYU beats Indiana.
But then you can say the same thing if if Indiana was doing the same stuff that Utah was doing, you don't think that they can beat BYU? They got bailed out by a phantom holding call.
So fried. So fried.
I mean, you can say the same thing about most of these teams, but like at the end of the day, you're saying this stuff about Penn State, and their only loss is to Ohio State. But granted, you can't say that's the case. What are we doing with Notre Dame? What are we doing with Notre Dame? Because they losing to Northern Illinois.
You had to go based off eye test.
You're telling me that
these last 4 weeks, Notre Dame has looked great.
They have.
Offense is finally clicking. Their defense is playing like Notre Dame's defense.
But again, you're saying
your best one is fucking Illinois.
Penn State's defense has looked good most of the season, outside of maybe the one game against USC, which at that time we thought USC was a.
And guess what? Now we have more information. USC's not a good team.
That same USC team just beat LSU. Who beat Ole Miss?
And guess what LSU just did? They lost by 60 fucking points.
They did, and they're
was horrible.
And yet they're the same.
My God, I feel ashamed.
They're the same team that beat Ole Miss, who just destroyed Georgia.
Sorry, because Jesus, that was bad.
I'm just saying, like we're talking about.
See,
every team has this gripe outside of maybe the top two teams.
I feel like the structure of this it might have to change. Like, I understand preseason rankings, we love that shit. Everybody in the world, we love it. We've already said, Boise State would have started a little bit further back. Like, if they didn't start inside the top 25, they probably wouldn't have gave them a top 13 ranking. If Indiana, we said last week, Indiana was starting in the top 25 beginning of the season, they would probably be a top 5 team last week. If SMU or BYU start higher up in the top 25, it would probably be higher. They'd be ranked higher than they are.
But these are power structures, though.
The thing is, if there was no rankings and they said week 8, first rankings of the season, you think it would look like the way it is right now? You think they'll have Penn State number 4?
They would not.
Because I think if you say, okay, we're going to let this shit play out, first 7-8 games, won't let it go by. Because they don't fucking drop a fucking bracket every fucking week for March Madness. They don't even go based off the top 25 sometimes.
But again, I feel like
that's part of the problem. When you're going like, okay, we kind of have a structure. If we deviate too far from the AP poll, people are going to be mad. But if we do go based on the AP poll and go like damn near exact carbon copy, people are going to be mad. If you take all that shit out and you say the first rankings will be November 5th, and there will be no rankings until that point, and we will literally go based off eye test, I feel like you can't have a problem with that.
Would you, if you had a top 5 before all this, not looking at anything, would BYU be in it?
No.
Would they be in your top 10?
Yes.
Where do you think?
And they beat SMU. SMU's pretty good.
But SMU looks good to you now because is it because of the ranking or is it because of what
SMU's playing good football?
Okay, so then when we're sitting there looking at it, you said we're looking at this SMU team. Who have they beat that you sat there and think like, oh, SMU is that? They
do what they're supposed to do.
Okay, but you saying that would Indiana be in your top 5?
I'm biased because they beat Michigan.
Okay, would they be in the top 5 to you?
No, they'd be like 7. And that goes to my point, because keep on, like you said about Texas. Would Texas be number 3 in the nation team?
No, not at all. So again, but that's my point.
It's the yin to the yang of it.
But what you're saying, they're saying wait until
Tennessee be number 7. No, Tennessee probably will be a top 10 team.
They will probably be a top 10 team.
Georgia be a top 15 team to you.
No, only because they beat
Miami
Clemson.
Be a top 9 team, a top 10 team to you.
No,
we went last week. Would they have been a top 5 team?
I'm saying comparing all these teams. This is why I'm saying like it's legitimately. You're saying wait until week 8. You're not. If we're waiting until week 8 to get these rankings out, we don't know what we're looking at. I understand everybody's their annoyance with the AP poll and stuff like that because it's mostly politics and it's mostly like big brands. They get their names with a number around it.
Missouri, LSU are still fucking
and it's sick. It's sick. But again, also, we're sitting there, got to put it into consideration. If you're not putting those rankings in, what teams are you looking at? Because then at that point, is Army top 10? They're undefeated as well. They're out there doing what they're supposed to do. But then we look at a team like, oh, Notre Dame lost to fucking Northern Illinois. Do they even deserve to be in the top 15? Are we serious? I mean, again,
do you think Notre Dame deserves to be a top 10 team right now?
From what I've seen, I think they do because of what they did to Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. But again, if I'm sitting there doing that, their best win is Texas A&M. Their worst loss is the worst loss out of exactly at the worst. And if I'm sitting there putting that same look on that, I can't sit there and punish Penn State after getting a good win against West Virginia to start the year.
No, it was supposedly
exactly.
But that's the problem. A lot of this whole you go based off it's a ranked win if they were ranked when you play them. That's the dumbest fucking logic in history because. Why the hell, if it's Georgia Tech number 15, right? Why the hell should they beat Florida State when they were ranked? Hell no, it was just fucking 1-9. How's that a ranked win? Why the hell with Penn State, hey, West Virginia's really good this season. You didn't even see them play fucking football. You went to full camp, these whole play 7-on-7? So they're a good team?
So then that would say the same thing about Texas, though.
Like, that's the thing, Kevon. Like, this whole structure of, all right, before they see, the whole way to, yep, ranked win early. If they're ranked when they play, it counts as a ranked win. No, because you're telling me who was just ranked last week. So you're telling me Texas should look at Michigan like the ranked win. Michigan, but
would you have Texas in your top 10?
Yes, I would.
And but their best win is against Michigan.
And that's the problem, Kevon.
So I'm saying what would
top
you
10 but not top 3? Fuck no. And I think Texas is still top 3 teams in the nation right now. I think they're one of the top 3 best teams in the nation.
So then if you were to put out our rankings not based off only off of what you've seen, what would your top 5 look like?
Oregon, Ohio State, because like the rankings, Ohio State took them fucking sliding with 1 second left. Fry shit. Ohio State number 2. I'll probably, ooh, this is a little dicey now. He's a little dicey. He's going to be a little bad for this one. Don't be mad at me now. All right? You holding your bridges?
I'm listening.
Call it bias or not. Give me Tennessee at number 3. Tennessee, based on what I've seen, Tennessee's a better team than Texas. Right or wrong?
No.
I didn't get their fucking face kicked in on national television.
I did, and I agree with that. But this is the same team that only put up 14 points against Arkansas.
Shout out to Arkansas.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, granted, we saw them beat Bama. That's their best win, and probably the only one that they have on their schedule that's looking valid. I mean, because NC State, that they were ranked 24th when they played them. They dog walked them. Oklahoma, you was only able to put up 25 points, and half of that was because of the fact that Jackson Arnold threw 5 picks.
Wait, so I have a question.
So, I mean,
wait, we can kind of segue to the next topic, but it's along the same lines. Tennessee goes out there and beats Georgia this week.
Oh, without Nico?
With Nico. With Nico, without Nico, whichever one.
Okay. If that's the case, Georgia, you can chalk them.
Where should Tennessee go?
As far as what? The rankings?
Where should they jump to?
Oh, they should be above Texas.
But why do they deserve to be higher than Penn State, Indiana, or BYU?
No, I personally, I would not have Texas in the top 3. Me personally, I don't think Texas is that good.
I don't think that they've done anything to show that they're a top 3 team.
But again, this is why the playoff committee screwed themselves. Because there's no room to fuck up. I mean, I feel like the only reason they threw Texas in that little lollipop is because
so they can have a back door to stay in.
And not even a back door. It's all the simple fact of they couldn't let the top 4 just be completely Big Tens. They couldn't. They weren't,
and they were for damn sure not playing BYU in the top 5.
They weren't doing that. So legitimately, they did that just to be like, hey guys, we're still here, we're still together, but
you're gonna have a little bit of a pass.
Listen,
now.
we need something. But Texas has not done anything.
They
have not done anything. I can say the same thing about Penn State. If you want to put Penn State and Texas below Indiana and call that a day, because the same dub that Texas has is the same dub that Indiana has, and yet one is undefeated and one's not. I can't keep doing this.
And one's margin of victory is twice as much.
And the simple fact that Tennessee has this win over Bama, and yet they lost to Arkansas, which, I mean, we will see if what Texas does against Arkansas at Arkansas. They should be a lot closer together with Penn State, and then legitimately just been Oregon. I'll say Indiana, and if you want to put BYU right there, by all means. But at this point, like, we're not. People, like I said, everybody wants to claim it's politics and all this stuff. I won't sit there and be oblivious to the fact that it is somewhat politics because you want to
if most of this is damn near carbon copy of the AP poll, you have to say it's partially politics. Like, it has to be at least 50 to 60% politics, because Joe said it 100 times. If it wasn't Indiana on the helmet,
if this was Michigan, yeah, it
would be number 2 in the fucking nation.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know what the part of that is? Because we started at number 5.
But again, we saying this politic thing. Would you have a difference of what? Because again, we have this. We have to keep on remembering, and it is based off of eye test and what you did on the field as far as like wins and losses. And
if Indiana had the loss that Notre Dame had, would Indiana be anywhere close to top 15?
I think they will be. Not with the resume they have. Not with the resume they have. No.
You take out Indiana. You switch Michigan for Northern Illinois.
Well, that's
Indiana
their loss?
Be a top 20 team.
If that's the loss?
No, Indiana, beginning of the season, they slip up week 3, they lose to Northern Illinois. Where is Indiana right now? Would they be a top 20 team?
They would probably be 20.
Yeah.
They're not 15.
And then a loss to Ohio State, guess where that would put them?
They'll probably run where the SMU Texas A&M line is at.
I think they're low. I think they're behind Colorado in that scenario.
It's possible.
Because I feel like, shit, if I'm Colorado, we're going based off, hey, what happened when you played them? Hey, Nebraska beat us and they became the number 23 team in the nation. But why am I number 17?
I wouldn't be mad at Colorado only because of the simple fact that they have their way into the playoff. They went out there in. They went out there in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They went out there in.
But does BYU have a back door to get back in?
It's looking like,
do they not deserve it? Because if Georgia beats Tennessee, Tennessee's going to take the spot at number 12. So you don't really have any room for error, and I lost 0 games this season. How was that fair?
I mean,
if Indiana loses by 17 to Ohio State, where does Indiana go?
Probably to the 10th spot. Probably to the 10th spot.
The precedent is you don't need to drop far. Even if you get blown out, Texas got they shit rocked by fucking Georgia. And guess where they went?
They went 4 spots at most.
Fucking 4 spots. And you can't say that's not part politics. Because I promise to goodness, if the same spot that shit happened, Ohio State beats the dog shit out of Indiana at Indiana will be number fucking 15 still.
What would you?
And that's the problem.
But again, what would you have it? What would, like, legitimately? What are you changing? What are you making?
You know what I would do? Bring back the fucking BCS system.
And then throw it all
have
computers?
The BCS system, make these 15 teams. Because, let's be honest, the BCS system wasn't too flawed. Outside of the top 2, 3, because even if it was a committee, guess what? Hey, 2006 season, Michigan loses to Ohio State. Hey, man, like, Florida just won the SEC championship game. Like, it's going to be some jockeying back and forth. No one's going to be happy. BCS system is, hey, we have this criteria. This is the criteria that we go based off of. Boom, boom, boom. There is no type of bias that can be put into it.
Even if that's the case, you still can't define it off the BCS, off the simple fact of everybody's not in the same conference or looking to go cross. That's what the biggest problem is.
They need a fucking commissioner.
They need to put everything into one. And granted, if you want to sit there and put it to where, the group of 5 is their own little conference, and then the winner of that goes, the problem is we can't sit there and be like, okay, the top 4 teams get the top 4 seeds. That's the issue. Because if we're being honest, that's the main issue. You can't sit there and be like, okay, we're fine. Because, if we're being honest, if you're sitting there looking at, granted, the 5th seed is looking like the best seed right now. But if you're sitting there looking like, okay, if I'm fucking Penn State or Texas, and I'm the 3rd seed.
If I'm Penn State,
I'm pissed.
If I'm Penn State, I'm happy as hell.
Well, no, you're
the best spot in America right now.
But I'm saying, it's like, okay, so if that's the case, why does BYU get to jump ahead of me with the seeds, and yet you think that I'm better than you? That's the issue. And then you nobody can play it out. You can't sit there and be like, okay, I can see what BYU would do against Penn State, or BYU can do against Ohio State or Oregon. You're sitting there, everybody's in 2 and 4 different conferences, and nobody knows who is better and who is not. Granted, you get to be like, okay, I see BYU, and I don't think they're that good, so I'm going to put them as the 3rd seed, as the 3rd highest conference winner. But again, if you sit there and if I put Tennessee in place of BYU, they're going to be undefeated as well. Okay, so it's an issue, regardless of how you want to look at it. Regardless, you could say all the politics in the world. You could say it in any type of way. But the simple fact is, there's not going to be a simple way to fix it until everything is one and united, or at least separated into 2 different things, and then you put in the group of 5 as their own little separate entity, and then you go from there.
And that's why I feel like part of this shit needs to go through the BCS. You go through the BCS rankings, bro. Every human's gonna have some bias to this shit. Oh, I recused myself. You go outside, walk down High Street. Hey man, who do you think is better, Texas or Indiana? Oh, Texas is way better. Why? It's Texas. Okay. Hey, who's better, Alabama or BYU? Oh, Alabama's better. This Alabama. They've won all these championships. So there's gonna always be bias regardless. If you go to the BCS system, it's, criteria is this. Implement a BCS ranking to get you your top 25. Put a little scheduling committee together where it's, you're going to have your 8 conference games. Your 9 conference games, you're going to have 4 non-conference games, 8 conference games. You're going to play 1 from each power conference outside of yours. You're going to play a group of 5 because they need the bread, shout out to, Georgia and them. Make sure Kent State keep their lights on in their athletic facilities. Shout out to y'all. And then you can go, because if I'm Texas, I understand their argument over Indiana, because damn near one of your best wins is Michigan.
Y'all barely won.
And you were at home.
Yeah.
And guess what I did to Michigan when they had their second best player on the field? Well, at least their second or
they were the
best
most
player.
healthiest. They were the most healthiest. Yeah.
And guess what we did?
We got the ass. Yeah.
I turned into granddad from fucking Boondocks.
Yeah.
And I put that belt to motherfucking ass.
That's valid.
And guess what? Now we have some continuity.
That's valid.
The NCAA is just one of the dumbest things in the fucking world. There's so many ways to avoid all the bullshit they get themselves into.
Again, we're not there. Everybody's gonna have a gripe with it. There's never going to be a certain way to fix it. There's too many teams, so it's more or less you just gotta deal with what it is. I don't know what more you will want, but I feel like at the end of the day, most of it will figure itself out. But until we get to that point, we're just going to have to keep on shooting darts at anything.
Now imagine a little something. Take a little gander. Get your crystal ball out. Future vision. That's what Raven had asked. Now imagine Miami loses to SMU, right? But this fall to number 12. That Miami Ohio State will be fucking fraud. That shit will be crazy. The quarterback y'all wish y'all had, the quarterback y'all wanted,
They claimed they did not want him, but I
just don't think y'all had the bread. Y'all had the bread.
I beg to differ.
I
don't know if it was the fact that I feel like their scouting department very much failed on how much, because there was a lot of people.
Money department failed too.
I don't think it was the money department, only because of the simple fact that they said they did not think that Cam Ward was worth it. Off the simple fact that because he was at Washington State
and
throwing picks.
JUCO before that.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
he was throwing interceptions, stuff like that. I'm like, listen now.
The reason why Washington State was 6-0 at a point for a reason now.
Can you imagine Cam Ward with Jeremiah Smith?
There's a reason why
and Emeka Buka.
The reason why he called Jeremiah and said, "Hey, bro,
we got
hella bread for you. Come on, like."
Could you imagine that offense? It will be insane. It will be insane.
What could have been? Y'all could have been
angry.
Number 1 in the nation. It's like, kind of said Ryan Day doesn't do a good job evaluating quarterbacks. You could have had J.J. McCarthy. Y'all chose Kyle McCord. And guess what y'all would have had last year?
I mean, clearly Kyle McCord is not the problem, so it'll be fine.
There's some big Kyle McCord fans out there.
Yeah.
Clemson being one. Clemson, y'all on the ropes now. Y'all shaky. James, y'all looking shaky.
We've been there, brother.
Shaky as hell. Like y'all King of Diamonds, shaky.
But they still got a shot. I mean, the way Miami's defense plays, they definitely got a shot. They definitely got a shot.
5 interceptions, maybe. You never know. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back to the little NFL. I think we just went on like 40 minutes, but it's okay. But Through the Whistle, episode 919. Welcome back in, episode 19 of Through the Whistle. If you're still here, why have you not liked the video? Why have you not commented on the video? Why did you not subscribe or hit the bell icon? All these questions, will they be answered by the end of the episode or find out next time on Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, you have to go.
I understand. I understood.
Double entendre?
I understood.
I didn't cook with that one.
Just like the video.
I didn't cook.
Just ask them to like the video.
I didn't cook.
Like the video.
Okay. We have a couple quick hitters. We tend to do this with this college football shit. That shit pisses me the fuck off.
It's a very
nuanced thing.
It's a hot topic.
Very meticulous. We have 3 big matchups. We have Eagles, Commanders, Bills, Kansas City for the 15th time, Steelers, Ravens.
Yes.
Which of these 3 matchups do you think holds the most gravity?
Well, I mean, the Eagles and Commanders are definitely. I mean, that's what, a Thursday night game. So I don't like that.
For a Thursday night.
I don't think that that game is more or less to decide the NFC East. I don't think that game is really holding as much weight as you would like it to. But definitely. The Bills-Kansas City game, I think, is always going to be the game. I mean, this is kind of like the last team to take over for that number 1 seed to take it away from Kansas City. We're not going to sit there and talk about the Steelers. We're not. The Steelers are not about to win the number 1 seed. They're not. So we're going to sit here and talk about the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that the Bills love to make this their Super Bowl, because they usually win it.
Yeah, 3-1. Josh Allen 3-1 in the regular season.
In the regular season
versus Mahomes.
Yes,
Mahomes usually plays bad.
I want to say he usually plays bad.
He doesn't at least 1 to 2 picks a game
in the regular season. Regular season. I would say this game is definitely the one that's going to have my eyes, but I do want to see the Steelers versus Ravens, only because...
Why? Because it's a hate watch?
It is a hate watch. I will be quick to be on ass. Russell Wilson is trash, but he should not. He should throw for career highs. I'm going to be putting him
career highs.
Not career highs.
But I'm saying, he's not career highs.
But season highs against the Ravens defense. He will be on my bet slip. And so if he doesn't throw for a good 250 yards, just know Hey, you will hear from me. You will hear from me.
Keep on. What are quarterbacks' records when
Were they
when they're
my best?
250?
Hey, listen. I'm just telling you.
I feel like you're trying to give him the jinx.
I'm just telling you, he will be on there. I know what this Ravens defense has looked like all season. It has been ass. It has been beyond
hands
ass.
about that
Yeah,
ass.
so he better throw for at least 2 touchdowns, and he better throw for at least 250 yards. Because guess what? He's going on the best slip, and he will get that parlay boost, and he better do his job. He better do his goddamn job. Because Russell Wilson, I swear to God, I'm going to put $50. Maybe $100.
You need to zoom in on the camera.
I don't need to zoom in. I just want you to know. $100 will be put on this parlay. And I will take the over on the Steelers points. I will be putting
$100.
$100 on Russell Wilson to get this 250 yards. And he will better get over on his touchdowns. Because there ain't no way that he been playing so fucking well.
You know what's going to baffle you? Najee Harris. 2 touchdowns.
Now, I mean, the Ravens have been good against the run most of the season. Against the pass, they have been ass.
No Kyle Hamilton, though.
That's valid.
Chase Brown was towing that motherfucker.
That's very valid. But, hey, listen. I want to see if the Steelers are going to get this dub or not. Because, I mean, honestly, I feel like just with that Kansas City game, it's undefeated or bust. At this point. Honestly, that's what it is.
And we're going to have a conversation about that on Monday.
If the Bills do not win this game, Kansas City's going undefeated. And I'm talking about not undefeated regular season. I'm talking about undefeated the rest of the season.
The Lions beating an undefeated Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl would feed generations. I promise you.
Who said they were going to make it?
Oh, the Rams want to make it?
First of all, for one, I don't think that the Lions is going to make it past the Rams or
the Rams. Are the Rams going to make the fucking playoffs?
Listen, I mean, they're still fighting. They're still fighting. But
they have 3 wins.
Honestly, I think that the Eagles might beat them.
No, come on. I can't hear you. My good ear. Hold on, man. My fault. Let me get my good ear. My good ear, keep on. Nope, say it. Say it with your chest.
The Eagles won't make it.
Oh. For the people at home, he said the Eagles might make the Super Bowl. Because, hey, I wasn't going to say that them as, I'm double micing. I'm sorry. Put that down. I'm not saying the Eagles in the Commies game tomorrow. I got to watch that one. Of course I'm going to watch that one. Pick 6 tomorrow?
Check us out on B-Dubs, man. Y'all might get a free B-Dubs. Hey, just
B-Dubs. Now, y'all better cook the fuck up with that pick 6 shit.
Or y'all might have cooked up or y'all might have fucked up.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Because boy, oh boy, that's a Thursday night, every Thursday night football game.
The reason why I probably won't be able to make weight.
Give me my wings. Give me my tater tots. I might go fries this week. Tater tots be a little too hot for too long. I'm like, hey, cool this shit the fuck down.
What, the burger?
Get a burger, boneless wings. But last week when I went, they didn't give me my extra boneless wings. So I should have yelled at her.
You should have.
Or they became smart. I was like, hey, bro,
cut that bundle up. Yeah.
Fuck out. You was got 20 wings.
OD. Yeah.
A burger. 2 things of sides. This is a crazy act right now. I might have been on TikTok just so they can repost it. Shout out to B-Dubs. And 2 drinks. Give me my 0 sugar beverage and a lemonade. Give me my sides. And please do not speak to me for the rest of the day until halftime. Because these Eagles and Commanders games going to feed generations. A.J. Brown, 80 yards.
Yes.
Anytime. No, not doing anytime. Anytime touchdown.
For Jalen Hurts, yes.
Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown.
And 1 passing touchdown.
Jalen Hurts over whatever his passing yards was that. And then
I'm doing the same thing for Jaden Daniels.
But, I went on a tangent because I started getting hungry. Damn, pick 6 sounds good as fuck. Some garlic parm. Ty, stay on topic. I'm sorry.
Fat ass.
Bills, Kansas City. I don't really give a fuck about that game. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Because we all know what's going to happen. Bills win. oh, is this the year that they're going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? No, it's not the year they're going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. They never beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's not them. Not that guy. It's Phillip Rivers, but faster.
Nobody beats the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Bengals?
One time.
Buccaneers?
I'm talking about AFC side.
No.
Unless you're
Texas
time.
this year?
No.
Anyhow.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that.
But, this whole 3-1 shit against the Chiefs, I don't really care. Regular season. Boy, you're James Harden. We don't care. Amari Cooper, guess where you going to be?
Missing.
You better go take the Stabler, take the Benson, go find his ass, because that man's going to miss. You know this from your Cowboys days.
I don't.
You know this very well.
Yes.
Big game, where is he at?
Back at home.
He might as well be Uncle Randy's watching the game with us.
Yes.
Shout out to Uncle Randy. Real one, Uncle Randy. And then, so that brings me to say this. Hey, this is those Ravens games. It's AFC North football. Even though the AFC North football.
But isn't this
style is
also?
dead.
But you just tried to sit there and make it a hate game for me. Is this not also a hate game?
Oh
for
no!
You?
I tilted the hat. I have bent the knee.
That's a pause.
Bend the knee is a Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but I mean,
not the weird side of Game of Thrones.
We don't want to talk about that either. That's some real
I
sick.
bent the knee. Because come Monday, Lamar finally beats T.J. Watt, which I doubt. Lamar's never beat T.J. Watt in his career. Doesn't start this weekend. Boy, oh boy, we're gonna have some we're gonna have to have some conversations
About what he's going to be doing?
All-time conversations.
Yeah, I know.
Because Lamar get MVP, that's 3 MVPs. And please, God Almighty, do not let this man get Super Bowl MVP.
Oh,
because we're gonna have some discussions.
I don't want to get a discussion right now because I'm gonna go on a tangent. I don't want to do it. We don't have time right now, so I'm gonna leave that for Monday. Let's just chill out. We're gonna leave Lamar Jackson alone because I already see over the mountain of what the hell the Lamar Jackson stuff is gonna be, and I don't want to start it. So leave him alone. Lamar,
that you player over there crossing from the Himalayas.
I don't want to start it.
Yeah, but Steelers. So let's go ahead and pick these games. Come on.
I got the Eagles. Is in Philly, or is it in Washington?
It's in Philly.
I'll take the Eagles. I will take.
The Chiefs are underdogs, and you know Mahomes.
I know that record as a Mahomes underdog, but I don't.
Drop your nuts,
I think Josh Allen will get the dub against Pat Mahomes. And I have the Steelers getting the dub against the Ravens off the simple fact that...
Are you allowed to...
Yes, I am allowed because, like I said, this Ravens defense is god-awful. And I think that the Steelers defense can get 2 to 3 stops.
What's a good game? Are you going to acknowledge him?
I will not acknowledge him. No. Hell no. He will be... Okay, he has played his way into the top 15. That's fine.
What do you mean?
He has played his way into the top 15.
I'm not starting this today. I don't have time today.
He has played his way into the top 15.
You got it.
He's got it. He's got it. It's not top 10, but
knowing that we're at like a time crisis.
Hey, listen.
You're an asshole for saying that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's cool. He's played his way into the top 15. Top 15. There we go. It's okay. Top 15.
So,
like 14.
I have
13. Maybe 15.
Keep on, please. You angered me. You really angered me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I have the Eagles as well. Unlike you, give me the Chiefs. You know what? I'll take a step further.
Oh.
Not a whole like mile. A step.
Okay.
Chiefs money line. Give me Travis Kelce anytime touchdown too. Because boy, oh boy, it's about that time. It's about end of the season. It's a little cold outside. Even though global warming's really taking a hard hit on us. I don't think we'll ever see snow in November again. Sad day. Our kids will never know what a snow day is.
It's pretty fucking cold outside.
It's like 40.
At night.
Yeah, at night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nick at night. George Lopez. Anyways, Chiefs money line. Steelers money line. Man, Lamar ain't going to beat TJ Watt. That's not what he does.
And if you want one more lock, take the Texans money line because they're playing the Cowboys. That's a lot.
You want one more lot?
That's a lot.
Take Texas minus 6.5. You about to put Belcher with his Trey Lance.
I don't give a fuck.
Hold on. Let me type this out. Pause. So that little 4-legger I just gave out. I ain't gonna say it's money. You know what? Fuck. Give me Niners money line on that bitch too. You know what? Yeah. Yes. Bumsky. So we got Sorry, where did it go? So we got Eagles money line, Chiefs money line. Texas minus 7.5 because the Cowboys are dog shit. I know CJ Stroud doesn't usually cover big spreads of a touchdown or more. But
today that what?
Guess what? Nico,
yes.
Over. So Eagles money line, Chiefs money line because it's minus 7.5. San Fran money line over the Seahawks.
Yikes.
Steelers money line against the Ravens. Plus 2,000. $10 when you get 200 back. That hits, guess what? We're going to do a giveaway. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. Through the Whistle, episode 19. Make sure you like, you share.
Subscribe.
You like, you share, subscribe. You can comment some stuff down there if you want.
And if you guys get enough likes, I might be able to smack Ty.
That's not how this goes.
Okay. 300 likes. Let's see.
B-Dubs, hit us up, please. I would love to do a live show at B-Dubs.
Ooh, live show.
Live show at B-Dubs would be fun. You know what's would be fun? Yeah, B-Dubs, you let us come do the pod live there one day, Me and Kim might eat the blazing wings. Yeah, for each horrible take, we'd eat one blazing wing.
I guess. Okay.
Easy for the ad.
That's sick.
That's all we have for you. We'll see you back here on Monday. Yes, we will have a show on Monday.
If he decides to come to work.
Do the Whistle episode 19.
No paper.